What's up, everybody? Well, y'all know what the conversation is. It seems like, this old Keithy one time a year Thurman comes out, trying to tell folks, man, to fight me or get out of the damn weight division. You know, it ain't up to Keith Thurman to dictate on who's supposed to fight him and when somebody's supposed to fight him. Keithy had multiple opportunities to fight Earl Spence. I remember when Keith thought he was going to get rid of Pacquiao, Barbershop Conversations rolled up on old Keithy and asked Keithy, what's up with this? This is the fight the fans want to see. You versus Earl. And he had all kind of excuses. And then the first excuse he said was, how can you duck a fighter when you never received a contract? So I didn't decline a contract. I never seen the contract. So how did I duck him? The second thing was that I think it was on the lines of Earl ain't that big in the sport of boxing right now. And why should I fight Earl for one belt when I could fight him for three? The other one is the money aspect of it. Talking about how it doesn't make sense to fight right now. Why should we fight for $1 million right now when in the future we could fight for more money? Why should we fight? Hopefully I get rid of this guy and elevate me on a different platform. And then if he beat that guy, we'd be on a different platform because I ain't trying to fight nobody when a lot of people ain't going to be watching the fight. I want to fight a lot of people. I want to fight Earl Spence in front of the world stage on a bigger stage than where the two was at right at that moment. Then he goes in to say, if that was the case, I could have fought Earl Spence 2 years ago. So this whole time, this dude has been dictating when he would fight Earl Spence, dictating when he's ready. Now, Earl Spence just got out of a major injury, lost all of his fronts and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Got thrown around like a rag doll from the car. And now he's coming back into boxing. He was like, well, Keith Thurman had 2 years off. Well, that was Keith Thurman's fault. And when he came back, look at his face. He got fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Look at his face after the fight. So it makes sense for a boxer to take a tune-up after they had a huge layoff from the sport of boxing to get their muscles back up, to get their up to speed, to make sure that, they could take those kind of punches again to build them back up to where they left off at. That's a very smart move. It is not a veteran move. It's just something that you should do, is putting your best foot forward in boxing, because then if he doesn't do that and you can really see that there is ring rust and stuff like that, then you'd be like, damn, he didn't fight the best version of Earl Spence and blah, blah, whoop, whoop. Then you got to get a whole bunch of, like people call excuses and or whatever the case may be, might start pumping out. So it makes sense. Yeah, the fans want to see that fight. They wanted to see that fight back then, and they want to see the fight now. But I'm not really caring about it, because I know that if I was in Earl's shoes, I wouldn't be fighting nobody first off the rip, coming off of whether or not it's my fronts, biceps, whatever the case may be. I'm not coming back off of a long layoff fighting somebody like Keith Thurman, Pacquiao, whatever the case may be. Y'all don't gotta like it. You just gotta deal with it. My whole thing is that, a lot of us ain't boxers. None of us never boxed before. And sometimes we have to put ourselves in those shoes. You know what I'm saying? In these boxers' shoes sometimes. But yeah, we pay their bills and all that stuff, man. But I'm not tripping on that. I think people need to fall back, sit back and be boo. Because at the end of the day, Keith was dictating when he was making all kind of excuses. And now he want to sit up over here and make all kind of silly ass terroristic demands. You know what I'm saying? And if I was Earl Spence, I'd be like, I don't give in to terroristic demands. I don't negotiate with terrorism. You know what I'm saying? Terrorism, whatever. I'm not negotiating with that type of bullshit. I'll fight you after this tune-up. Where was you at? You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. All I got to say, if y'all out there believing in Keith Thurman, where was y'all at a long time ago with Keith Thurman, and get off Earl Spence nuts, biatch.